Hi guys, Misty with Queen Bee's Vintage. Today I am going to do another Chalk Couture project with you guys. I am trying to create a chalkboard for my entry area, which is done in champagnes and golds, and it kind of has a little bit more of a formal feel than the rest of the house. And so what I've done is I had this frame and it had an angel with a cherub print. It was very like early 90s. And the frame is really good on it. So what I did is I just opened it up and put a piece of black poster board underneath the glass. And I'm gonna clean it really good, and then I am going to apply one of the Chalk Couture transfers to it, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a glittering technique today. So I'm not showing myself on film today. I am a little bit sick, something going on with my sinuses, so I apologize in advance if there's any sniffling. My voice is very congested sounding, so it's probably more annoying today than it usually is. So please bear with me. So I'm gonna start by cleaning the glass, and I have always been a fan of Method. I love their mint scented glass cleaner. It works great on glass, it works great on stainless steel. And so that has been a staple in my home. But I've been watching another YouTuber, Liz, with Traditions by the Seasons, and she is one of my favorites here on YouTube. So if you guys haven't checked her out, you need to go over to her channel. She does the most beautiful decorating. She has a craft storage room, or I guess I should say a decor storage room that is off the charts. So please go check her out. But she keeps talking about this Sprayway product on her channel. So I thought I would purchase it and give it a try. So I'm gonna use it to clean the glass on this piece. And let's see how it works. My mom purchased some and she has tried it already, and she says it's awesome and now swears by it as well. So thank you, Liz. It's always hard to find a great glass cleaner. Sorry guys, for some reason my camera stopped filming. So I was saying that I'm not going to take this apart. I think my design will cover where this little piece of lint is that's bothering me, but I'm just going to deal with it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year transfer on it for this holiday. But what I'll do is remove it after Christmas, and I'll probably use this throughout the year with some other designs and sayings on it for the various seasons. But they have a Come Let Us Adore Him transfer that I really wanted for this because it's going to go in my entryway, and my nativity scene is in my entryway. So I just thought the two would go perfectly, but I can't get the transfer in time, and with as busy as we've been with our business, I just didn't get a chance to get it ordered. So I'm gonna make do with a beautiful transfer that I absolutely love. I'm gonna do a glittering technique on it, which I'm going to walk you guys through how you do that. And then I will just remove it after Christmas and do the Come Let Us Adore Him next year. So I'm going to grab my transfer, we're going to get it laid out, and you know, this is a really great way to make use of some old picture frames. Chalkboards can be pricey, so with just putting a piece of poster board or black cardstock behind your glass, it gives the effect of a chalkboard. The Chalk Couture inks and chalk paste apply and adhere really well to the glass. And so it's just a really great way to make a chalkboard when you don't have one. So I'm going to grab my transfer. And this transfer has been well used. We have done so many projects with this. We've done a bunch of workshops. This is kind of a fan favorite, and it's a large transfer, so usually when it's just my mom and I, we like to leave them as is because we have the two of us to work together on it. But as we started doing workshops with it, some people just wanted wishing you a Merry Christmas, and you can just put that on a chalkboard. So when you have to cut your stencils, or your transfers, I'm sorry, it's really easy just to line them back up when you apply them to your surface that you're going to be putting them on. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the top part and get it placed. This one's really wanting to stick and it normally doesn't. I'm going to fuzz it just on my shirt. When you get these transfers, if they're too sticky, you can fuzz them on like a towel, like I'm using my shirt right now, but and that will help so that they're not so sticky that it stretches the screen when you're pulling them off of your project. So I think I want this right about there. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this side. I'm really glad we thought to order a couple more of these as a backup, because sometimes they retire the transfers, and when they do that you can't get them anymore. And this, like I said, is not only one of our favorites, but it's a favorite to a lot of our customers and clients that take our workshops. So I'm just making sure that there are no bubbles underneath the screened area, which is where the design is. For those of you that aren't familiar, these Chalk Couture transfers are a lot like silk screening. They're a multi-use transfer. Like I said, as you can see, this one has been well used. Oop, it's sticky, so I'm gonna fuzz it on my shirt here. I'm literally just sticking this right onto my body. Okay, so this side went down really nice, so I'm gonna start laying it down first, and then I'll work my way over. So we thought our season before the holiday was going to end last Saturday, and then that would give us a little bit more time to finish up our last minute projects like this one and do some other things. But we were so blessed and fortunate to be asked to, we are going to do a small sign making class. My son is now in 8th grade, but his 5th grade teacher, who has remained a friend, and she's just a wonderful woman, contacted us about coming into her classroom and teaching her students how to create signs. So we've created some little signs. We cut out all the wood the other day. We actually filmed a little video on that we may share on the page later. And we're going to go in and teach them how to create their own sign ornaments. So we have that going on. And then we were asked to bring Queen Bee's Vintage and do a pop-up shop at one of the middle schools here in town, which we've done quite a few times before. My cousin is the vice principal there, and so they usually have us come for Teacher Appreciation Week and different events. And so we're super excited to get the opportunity to go in and take some of our merchandise and allow people to do some last minute Christmas shopping with us. So we still haven't replenished our stock on the Chalk Couture ink, so I am using the Speedball silk printing ink. As I've said in a previous video, if you order some of these transfers, I will put our link down in the description box, but if you do order some of the transfers, if you make the decision to use a different type of paste, paint, or ink with your transfer other than the Chalk Couture, they do not guarantee the transfer. So, but they do if you use all their products. But we've used this in a pinch quite a few times and we've never had a problem. So I'm using the white and I've got one of our Chalk Couture spatulas and I'm just going to start applying the ink to the image. And Liz, if you happen to watch this, I'm thrilled with the glass cleaner. Can't wait to try it on my stainless steel appliances. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. I think we're gonna probably have to retire this transfer after this season. It's been well used and we've probably used this transfer well over 50 times. And so I feel like even though it adheres really well, I feel like there's probably some stretching because I can feel that there are areas where there's some bubbling in the screen. And that's not really a good thing because the ink can get and leach down underneath the screening and get onto your surface where you don't necessarily want it. So when you're using ink as opposed to the paste, you have a little bit more work time. It doesn't dry as fast as the ink does. You just don't ever want to let the ink or the paste dry in your screen. So when you're done applying it, you go and get it right into the water. And I'm trying to kind of remove any excess as I go. You don't want any really heavy ridges or pools of the ink or paste because it will show, the ridges will show on your project. So is everybody ready for Christmas? I'm not. As you can see, I still have decorating I'm trying to finish. I have Christmas shopping I still have to do. I have a big majority of it done, so that's a good thing. But the time has just gotten away from us. We're so blessed to have our business and the flexibility of it all. But as anyone out there that's a business owner knows, family first, then business, then everything else. So some of our personal projects had to go by the wayside. When you're going along edges too, if you skid a little bit on your glass or your chalkboard, whatever the surface is, can't really do it with fabric though, but if you're working on a hard surface like a chalkboard or glass, you can take a wet Q-tip and clean up those areas. Almost done, guys. Usually my mom and I will work on a big one like this together. That way you can whip it out really quickly. Now I'm just going back over and taking off some of the excess where there's some high spots of ink and just scraping it back off into my jar. That way we're not wasting any product. Ooh, I've made a mess of my hands. Let's see if the sprayway works good on the ink. Well, not too bad, but I've made such a mess that I'm going to have to clean it with soap and water. So I'm just going to start at the top and pull the top half of the transfer off first. Ooh, it looks so pretty. Just going over to put this in the water, guys. Okay, now let's pull this bottom piece off. I'm going to go drop this in the water and I'll be right back and then we'll start the fun part. Okay guys, so now what we're going to do is I purchased some of this fine glitter from Michaels and it kind of matches the pewter and golds and champagne and rose gold colors I have. And I'm just going to start, I have it on the pour instead of the sprinkle setting of the dial, and I'm just putting a nice heavy coat of the glitter all over my design. And you want to do this while it's wet. I think this glitter might have been $3.99 and I used a 40% off coupon. I'm going to just kind of let some of the glitter shift downwards here. And then what I've done is I have prepped some of that wrapping paper that they wrap breakables up in, like at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I have some of that laid outside on my back patio. I'm going to take the project out. I'm going to dump it upside down on that paper so that I can save some of it and get it back into the jar. And I'm doing that outside because I just cleaned in my house and there was so much glitter in here you would have thought it was a glitter factory. So now that I've got the bulk of it cleaned up, I'm definitely not going to try to dump this on the paper inside. So let me step outside and do that and I will come right back. Okay guys, so look how pretty it is. There is still some glitter residue on the glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat set my ink first. This is a heat tool. I picked this one up at Michael's. It's Recollections brand. You can get them at most any craft store in the scrapbooking section, or you can order them online. So I'm going to just start going over the design. And then once this is totally dry and heat set, I can go with a dry, like microfiber cloth or even a paper towel and wipe the excess off. My tip of my R was missing a little glitter, so I just brushed some over it. So I'm just going to continue to heat set this, and then like I said, I'll clean up the residue and I will come back and show you once I have it hung and in place in my entryway, as well as another one that I'm going to do for my fireplace. So stay tuned. So I just wanted to show you guys this frame really quick. I picked this at a thrift store last week. I was looking for a frame. I have a little alcove above my fireplace and I wanted to do a chalkboard above that, or above the mantle and inside that alcove. And I thought I had the perfect frame at the shop and it's just too big. So I went on the hunt and I found this frame, and no, it did not look like this. I will show before and after pictures at the end of the video. So if you want to see those, keep watching at the end. It was actually pretty gross looking and had a floral painting in it. So I got it, removed the painting. I went to Home Depot because they sell masonite that already has the chalkboard coating. I put 2 coats of sealer on it just so that when I put my transfer down, it doesn't stick and pull the finish up onto the back of the transfer. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to do a video showing me do the transfer because I'm just doing the same transfer I did on the other one for the entryway. Just wanted to show you the frame. I will show you both of the finished projects once I have them in place. So stay tuned. So I just thought I would mention, because some of you may ask, for the frame, I just cleaned it really good and then I chalk painted it and wet distressed it back so some of the dark that was down in the detailing would show back through. and then just sealed it, excuse me, I can't talk, it's the sinus thing, sealed it with a clear sealer, and so this is ready to go. I am going to use the ink again, and like I said, I'm not going to show on camera getting it done, but I do a lot of furniture refinishing and painting. I have quite a client load doing that. I also refinish and paint furniture for our business that we sell at the vintage markets and things that we do. So I have a passion for painting. I do a lot of it. I'm hoping that after the first of the year and after I go on vacation, when I get back, I'm going to start doing some videos. I already have a waiting list for the new year for furniture refinishing and painting. So I'm hoping to share some of that with you guys when I start doing those projects, probably the last week of January. So I hope you'll watch for those too. So I'm going to go ahead and get the image on this, and then I want to show you both of the pieces in place when I'm done. Okay, so this is how my gold glittered Chalk Couture transfer turned out. I think it looks really pretty. And here is the other one that I put above my mantle. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on these quick projects. I will leave a link in the description box below for the website where the transfers can be purchased. And I hope you guys will join me again next time. Thanks so much for watching.